let's talk from under the skin to the skin. So what's fundamentally different about this car? Is it a new generation? Is it brand new? What's going on?
Okay, awesome. I think a great place to start. We've spoken about this. You specially asked me about this when we spoke about the Swift. You said, is it really all new? And back then, we had spoken about the Baleno, the Brezza, the Swift, and now even the Dzire. They are not really all new because the core platform underneath,
Not architect.
Heart-tech, also known as heart attack, lovingly called heart attack up until now, right? But that line in the sand has been redrawn now. This is a new phase, which is for later.
Okay.
So this core of the vehicle is the same as before, in the sense they have not changed it by a millimeter.
Okay.
They have, so what that would mean is having to re-engineer a lot. Even if you change the wheelbase by a couple of or whatever, the panel will change, how you have thought about the load paths and all of that will change.
Sure.
So it requires a lot of rethink. Fundamentally, all these cars have stayed the same.
Okay.
You see them in a new avatar, so to speak, in terms of the design. There are tweaks, there is more equipment to give it the freshness, and of course the hardware that it's using changes a lot, especially now as we see in the Desire's case. It's got a new engine, it's got new suspension, all of which give it a new driving experience. So it transforms as a car in the way it drives, but the core aspect of the vehicle as to what space it has, all that is unchanged.
Okay.
It is a very familiar Dzire on that front.
Okay. So let's take one step above. You said brand new engine.
Correct.
So it is a twin turbo 2.5 liter V6 making 692
Otherwise,
bhp.
how else will you desire it, right?
Yeah. I mean, Dzire requires bhp, right?
That should be the case.
But that's not the case.
But as we've seen with the Swift, Maruti is more than happy to water things down. So that
what have they done this time?
Dzire has no hope of being exciting for when it comes to driving.
Oh yeah, this is the 92 kilometers per liter car, not the 92,000 kilometers per hour car.
Correct.
Right. So what have they done?
So it's the same engine
It's a 1 liter 2-cylinder.
1 liter 2-cylinder. No, that's I think gone too far. But they have done a 2-cylinder in the past, and that was the diesel.
Yeah.
So from the Celerio, which was actually quite a fun engine.
Yeah.
It was really noisy, like noisy as hell.
Yeah.
But it was a fun engine.
But even then, I don't think I would have enjoyed driving the Celerio even in my salad days.
Even in your
salad days.
Salad days. Nice.
So sorry, Dzire engine.
So it's the same 1.2 liter 3-cylinder engine that we've already seen in the Swift. And I think how you should think about this engine and the experience that it crafts all around it is, think of it as a diesel.
Okay.
As soon as you do that...
It's a petrol, but if you think about it in diesel, you get a context for this engine better, is what he's saying.
You will immediately, everything about it will start to make sense. The high point about this engine is its efficiency. It's more than the Dzire earlier, the older 1.2 4-cylinder. It's more than that. Everything that they've done on this, whether it's the tune for the AMT gearbox, whether it's the gearing for the gears, everything is focused on fuel efficiency. It is an easy engine to drive.
Okay.
That was always a strength of the 1.2, the older one also. Here, it's even easier.
Okay.
The compromise that it brings in is that it's not as involving to drive. The old engine was a beautiful balance of being fun to drive, good to drive, refined, and yet fuel efficient, easy to drive. So it was it was an all-star.
Right.
This engine is not an all-star.
This car is an all-star, but in different ways. We'll come to that.
Oh, nice. Okay, so the engine is now more focused on utility, and the utility is...
So if you desire great fuel economy, this would be a good engine.
Yes,
but if you desire involvement, engagement, and fun to drive and those characters, then the Dzire is not the car to desire. Got it.
And see, that would also be okay for me. That I'm not expecting fun to drive and driving in...
No, I'm just setting expectations. I'm not saying that you should look at the Dzire and say, oh, why is it not fun to drive?
But there is a miss there, which is the refinement angle.
Okay.
Because that is the part which, to me, becomes a sore point.
Okay.
Every time we get a new launch, every new vehicle, if I get the sense that something is being taken away from me while I'm paying more, I feel cheated.
Got it.
And there is one distinct memory that I have on this drive specifically, because I was parked, I was making notes, and so the engine had shut off. It was fine.
Like automatic start,
Yeah,
stop, shut off.
right. So it had shut off because of that. And at some point it started up.
For
And
the
I
AC
got,
or whatever.
yeah, and I got startled because of the vibration and the noise. And suddenly you're like, dude, what's up with this? Right? So that experience being watered down and being almost not cared about feels a little harsh for me.
It felt sloppy to you, the fact that that refinement was not taken care of?
See, it's not something that you will complain about straight out of the gates because it's not bad. But the more you drive it, the more you realize, yes, you have traded down on this front.
Got it.
When you compare it to the old 1.2 four cylinder and to this, the difference is going to be there.
Correct.
The flexibility of that engine was immense. And I know that this is a building block for future, this 3-cylinder engine. But we are paying a price for it today, and that really does bother me.
Got it.
It doesn't, to me, it almost feels like I will skip these options right now if I were looking at them, that it's not a rich enough experience for me.
As in, you guys figure out what you want to do next in terms of the future of hybrids and transitional technologies,
Correct.
electrics, etc. When you figure it out, then we'll participate in the car market. Until then, we are quite happy to say, listen, make the car that you've got work for as long as you can, because they're all experimenting. They're all not wanting to invent new platforms. They're all not willing to commit yet. And when they commit, we will see a dramatic change in all of the aspects of the vehicle. So maybe you don't want to jump in right now.
Hello. If you enjoyed this clip, which means you're into good conversations, and that's what we're all about. It's really hard packing in the essence of an idea into a 60-second clip. This 3-minute, 5-minute video would have given you a sense of that, and you can enjoy this entire conversation in its full glory on the MotorInc channel. So why don't you head out over there and subscribe to that, and you could subscribe to this channel as well if you enjoyed it.